¿Qué lo que, Knicks fans? Welcome to episode 83 of Knicks Wildin' Podcast. Coming at you after game two, Knicks versus Philly, one of the most memorable game at Madison Square Garden that you will ever see. I've watched the play over 150 times. I've been dreaming about the play. Sometimes I'm just looking up in the sky and I'm thinking about that play, man. And if you haven't seen the play, then what are you doing? What are you? Obviously, everybody's seen that play. Wow. Wow, man. That's all that's like the only thing you can say about that play that we
For
went
real.
Dante DiVincenzo hitting a big three. And listen, the Knicks, they win this game 104-101. There's a lot of chatter about the referees, this, referees that. And hey, I can't even say nothing. I can't even say that, man. Chalk it up to the black and white, man. I definitely got to give it up to y'all. Shout out to the referees. But hey, man, it balances out. How many times have we been on this show complaining about the refs? They stole a game from us. They stole this game from us. It balances out. The NBA gods decided to give us one. And no Zebo tonight. Zebo is out handling business. He's on playoff business right now. So we'll see. We'll see Zebo on the next one. But obviously, I'm here with my guy Don Juan. Tell the people it's really good.
What's good? What's good, fans? What's good? What's good, Triple M, man? I feel great, man. I'm not gonna lie, like you said, bro. Yesterday, I felt like I spent most of my time at work just kind of going over that play. Like, yo, what the hell just happened? Like, did it really happen? I really couldn't believe the whole breakdown of that play. I mean, you consider we were down 5 points. Jalen Brunson having a terrible night. It seemed like nothing was going for us besides just Josh Hart, still producing hitting threes, but it just felt like the game was out of reach at that point. Although it the way it played out, you got the Jalen Brunson three, get the nice little roll in, and then after that, shit just happened and it played in our favor. And then realistically, like that's I know Philly fans have been mad about the refs this and that, but I felt like at the end of the day the Knicks really wanted it, just like that McBride play where he stole it from Maxi at that one time. Like it's like, bro, there was one team that was clearly hungry. Philly had so many opportunities that they can't be you know out here blaming the refs. I mean, that's something that's been told to us when we got the short end of the stick. Like, well, you kind of lost the game way before that. It wasn't the last 2 minutes that decided the game. You could have avoided some turnovers, avoided this, avoided that. They definitely could have played better. But I say that to say, man, we robbed them. We robbed them with a little help of the refs, of course. But I can't say that that the refs didn't only help us. They also helped Philly at times as well. It's a bunch of calls that they didn't call for us. So, man, you just take it for what it is. Knicks pulled out with the dub. Now we're going back to Philly 2-0. I am happy, but there are some things to discuss because it wasn't a clean game. We aren't playing our best at the moment. Guys are definitely stepping up, but it's definitely stuff that we could break down and get into. Your mic is muted.
Look, I'm just so excited, man. Like I don't even know. I'm muting my mics. It's just crazy. It's crazy. But yeah, you uh made a perfect segue here to talk about the positive and the negative so far in this series, man. So Don Juan, I want to start off with you. Give me a positive so far in this series for you.
Whew. Well, I mean, there's definitely a few positives, but my positive that I'm a highlight is honestly Josh Hart 3-point shot. In that playoff preview, I mentioned that he was going to be my X factor. Obviously, there's many X factors, and honestly, all those guys that we spoke about and brought up and highlighted have performed this playoffs. But you know, Josh Hart, I felt like he's been a key performer. I know we've mentioned how great he is, energy guy, the good defensive man, one of the best rebounding guards in the league. But what's actually come around is his 3-point shot. The guy has been shooting lights out. I mean, a little over 50% from three. I think between both games, he's made like 8 threes. Like the guy is really shooting it. And honestly, that's what's opened up the game for everybody besides Brunson. I mean, Brunson's still looking for his shot, but I do feel like if he consistently hits that shot, it's only going to make the game easier for Brunson because Brunson, at the end of the day, they got these Philly got these long, lanky guys that are just making it hell for him, man. You know, it's one thing that I feel like is gonna come around. But back to the positive. I mean, I'm just happy that Josh Hart shot is falling because it's just, we need somebody else to score right now. You know how we were worried when Julius Randle was hurt. We kind of need those 19, 20 point games from somebody because we don't have that, Julius Randle guy there anymore, the number two. Well, guess what? We got playoff Josh Hart in the building, and we're gonna have to, copyright that somewhere because it's a thing now. It's a thing. After 2 games, I'm claiming it. Josh Hart, playoff Josh Hart, he's here to stay, baby. Come on now.
Play on Josh Hart. I wish Zebo was here today. I wish Zebo was here today because he was calling out Josh Hart after one game, and that was a whole bunch of people all season talking about he was not worth the 80 million. All
Yeah,
season talking about that might have been an untradeable contract, and now Josh Hart is playing like the best player in the series for the Knicks. So like the first 2 games, it's not
yeah.
even a reach to say that, which is crazy to think about. Josh Hart, he's what is it that Gus Johnson said? Lion Heart. Man, that was crazy. Shout out to Gus Johnson. Man. What a call. What a call there. But Don Juan, yeah, you mentioned Josh Hart. He's just playing incredible. And I'm gonna do the same thing for me. The X Factor before the playoffs, before this series, I said that the X Factor in the series would be the combination of Mitch and Ihart. And it's been a combo the first 2 games.
Mm-hmm.
Mitch played huge game 1, really did his thing, and then Ihart game 2 played amazing. Grabbed that offensive rebound. He just skied out of nowhere, jumping over everybody to get that rebound. Kicked it out to OG. OG dished it out to Dante. That led to that incredible moment in the next game. So yeah, those 2 guys, they've been balling for me, and that's something that I want to keep seeing. I hope we could
Yeah,
get both of them contributing in the same game. But Tibbs has been doing well, man. I'm super impressed with Tibbs as well because he kind of sees like, okay, who's feeling it, who's not feeling it, and he makes that a necessary switch. And you even talk about Mitchell Robinson in game 1, hit 2 big free throws at the end of the game, Don
yep.
Juan. I was like, yo, this is crazy. Mitch hitting free throws, and
Like
even
clutch too. Like it was like by the end of the game type.
yes, I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe my eyes. And then Isaiah Hartenstein blocking Maxi to seal that Knicks win. That was an important play that we people don't even talk about really because of the Dante shot. But that
Hmm.
iHeart block was incredible. I mean, Maxi has been blowing by us the entire series, and for iHeart to get it right there with the block and get that win to seal a memorable Knicks win, that was impressive. So definitely iHeart and Mitch, they've been an extreme positive for me.
Yeah, I
But here
agree,
we
man.
go. Let's go into the negative, man. There's been a couple negatives here as well, even though we up 2-0. Give me one of your negatives, Don Juan.
One of my negatives, I mean, it's kind of hard to argue. Well, I guess some people are gonna disagree with me, but you know, I feel like we're double teaming too much. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like Maxi, he's blowing by everybody. We send the help, and that's been creating the extra shot. I know those guys, like the extra guys, haven't been hitting shots. We haven't got the 20-point Batum game, but those, especially in Philly, those are gonna haunt us. You're not gonna always miss these open threes, man. And all season long, it's been something that there's always comes to haunt the Knicks is the threes, and I'm worried that there's gonna. I mean, obviously they're gonna be in Philly. Role players are gonna step up. There's gonna be a game where we're gonna have to, you know, lock in. And honestly, we gotta lock in every game. There's no excuse. But I just feel like there's gonna be one game where it's gonna be the Batums. It's gonna be whether it's Tobias Harris, who's been playing awful, getting paid damn near 40 million. But hey, keep doing your thing, bro.
They calling
But
him Jonte Porter.
for real, he playing the under all day. But they got Kelly Oubre. Like they got these guys that they could get half for one game, man. And I feel like
Don't
if
forget
we keep leaving them
Lowry.
open, they're gonna
Lowry,
drop. So
he be
we
cooking.
definitely got to stay honest. We got Mitch, who Mitch has been handling business against Embiid all by himself on the island. You brought up Mitch about being positive. I feel like we have to give credit to our guys that have been locking up one on one. The main cog is Embiid. As long as Hardenstein, even though I feel like Embiid's been cooking up Hardenstein just a little more, but even still, Embiid is not shooting right, and he's also not fully like 100%. So as long as we remain honest, keep the game one on one. Let the guy get beat one on one. We don't need to send the help, because at the end of the day, that's just gonna create the extra pass. Sometimes we're gonna be late in transition, especially let's say if we got Bogey out there, or we got we just I don't want to play with the defensive scheme of let the guy shoot the open three. That's not and never has worked in our favor. Sometimes we might get lucky, and the guy that ends up with the ball misses the three, but I prefer not to help. Let's just let these guys handle their business, man.
Yeah, they have been, and I thought after last year's Heat series where we like double teamed so much, I thought the Tibbs would stay away from it. But you see it a lot.
I
You
mean,
see it
yeah,
a lot this
that's his
series again.
scheme. That's really his scheme, though. I mean, that's kind of like one of the kryptonites of Tibbs. Like, he sticks with his guns. That's his playbook, and
Yeah,
I'm gonna stick with it. Like, no matter if it's to a fault, but it could really backfire.
and we've seen it backfire plenty of times. But for me personally, I got two negatives, so I gotta say two negatives. I'm nitpicking because we up 2-0, but I gotta nitpick a little bit because we need to take this series in full. We need
I
to
feel like
sweep
I
these
feel
guys.
like I think I think I know where you're going with this one.
I think the number one obvious negative has been the play of Jalen Brunson. I mean, the
Yeah.
man is shooting 16 for 55 from the field. He's our best player, MVP candidate all season, had an incredible year, won over the hearts of all Knicks fans. But come on, bro. 16 for 55. And I was irate. Nobody talks about it because obviously we won the game, so everybody's like happy and whatever it is. But Jalen Brunson, he went like five straight possessions just trying to shoot, trying to create, forcing it. He got
Yeah.
everybody else cold. He's off, so he's missing the shots. He turned it over like once or twice in that. He almost turned it over in that last play. He
Hmm.
tried to split the defender, and the ball got loose. Luckily, he grabbed it and was able to. Or Dante actually grabbed it and
Yeah,
pick
yeah,
and
kicked it.
save JB's. He saved JB's behind there, but that's just been like he's just forcing it too much, man. Like, yeah, bro, you are MVP. You're not feeling it, but the other guys are picking you up. Trust Dante, trust Josh Hart, and just if you're not really feeling it, he shot 8 for 26 last game. 8 for 26. That is not the JB that we know, and we need Jalen Brunson in Philly. Like if
Yeah.
he shoots like that again or plays like that again, it's over. It's good night. It's gonna be a quick over. It's gonna we're not gonna win on the road with JB playing like that. So I think I feel confident in Brunson having one of those games though. He's gonna have one of those games where he leads us like he's done all year. He's done that all year, Don Juan. So I'm not worried about JB, but it is a negative. And my second negative will be just Joel Embiid is not right. We talked about it before the series, and we see it in these first two games. He is not right. He's not running. He's not jumping. He did one dunk and he had to leave the game for a little bit
Hmm.
because he went too crazy.
I thought it was done.
Yeah, I thought he was done too. His eyes is all over the place. I mean, the man can't even look straight. He can't even look at the cameras when they talking to him. And I just feel like the Knicks are not going at him. I feel like they're just not attacking him. Keep attacking him. I'm not saying injure the guy, but just go right at him. Go at his chest. Like the Knicks are literally some plays letting him walk up the court. Just walk, get
Yeah.
into his set, and he's scoring. He's still an incredible scorer. He can do so much. So in Philly, we cannot let Embiid get comfortable. I feel like he's been way too comfortable these games. In the fourth quarter, he runs out of gas because it's like the fourth quarter. But in the first half, he's dominating it.
Yeah.
I think both games he's had double figures in the first quarter. Like I mean, Joel Embiid is the MVP and was having an incredible season before him, but he's just not right, man. You gotta attack him, go at him, make him run, because
Yeah,
he can't do it.
I feel
So
like
those
they're
are two
pushing the pace
negatives.
without him. Whenever he's out is when they start pushing the pace. When it should be not the opposite, stick with the game plan, but definitely try to get him moving. So I do agree with you there, man. They definitely giving him a break. And even on like even when he's driving, obviously you don't want to injure the guy, but even like the contact is not, they don't want to injure the guy. So I guess they don't want to be held accountable and they want to keep their hands up. But even like some of the fouls, like it just feels like it's like weak fouls, dumb
Yeah.
fouls. Like it could definitely be like if you're gonna foul a guy with a purpose, make it a hard foul, not like soft contact fouls.
And every time he had the ball last game, Clyde would be like, "Make him put the ball on the floor. Make it like
Yeah,
you have
yeah,
to make
yeah.
it."
That's
Yeah,
right.
like he kept saying it. He kept, cause bro, once he puts the ball on the floor, it's over. I mean, the man could do
Mhm.
like two moves and then that's it. Like he can't move. So for some reason, Hartenstein keeps crowding him, which I don't know why. Like keep your hands up, make him put that ball on the floor and stuff. But the man, he knows how to create fouls and beat. So it's tough, man. It's tough to guard him, but he's just like, what would you say he's at, Don Juan? I'll say he's like at 50% right now.
Yeah, I mean, I give him a little more. I'm not gonna lie, because it's just what the amount he's still producing just makes me wonder.
Incredible, yeah.
Like, he's honestly been the biggest surprise because at whatever percentage he's at, and obviously that first game he got pulled out, came back on some Undertaker type. Like I think he's at least 70 because he's just playing at a like he doesn't not that he doesn't look injured, but if you look at the box score, you think he's like playing regular. Like he's there.
Tell the people your theory, though. Tell the people your theory with his eyes going all
Oh
over the place.
nah, I mean I felt like they juicing him up with something in the back, man. There's something
It
going
has
on,
to
bro.
be.
With some drugs just to keep his knee intact, some type of painkiller, some what are they? These football players use it. I don't know. It's I forgot the name of it, but they showing him up with some just to keep him right. And sometimes you get that little reactions. They when they tell you take a medication, this it could cause these side effects. Well, that might be the side effect of that medication because one eye blinking and one eye, and it's really weird. It's real
He's on
suspect
some
out there.
permepazine or whatever they call it, some
It's
oxy or something.
whatever it is, man. He probably can't feel his knees, bro. A big guy like that with knee problems, and he still managed to run up and down the court and can't feel it, man. They giving him something good, man. They
He
giving that
needs to
man
be
something
drug tested.
good, and what's scary about that though is like, is he mortgaging his future? I know we spoken about his playoff blunders or just how bad he performs in the playoffs. Like this could honestly be some like he's risking his career in the future. To the point where he might end up like walking with a cane or a walker to the point like that's the extent that I see it at.
I mean, reputation is key for these players, and this guy, he wants to be known as one of the greatest big men of all time, and unfortunately, he does not have the accolades.
Hmm.
Uh, Chris from Off the Ball told us he's the only MVP never to be in the conference finals, man.
That's pretty
Like
crazy.
that is something that these players they toss and turn all night. And Joel Embiid, he's a troll. He likes being in the mix. He likes being in the middle. He wants to be known as one of the greatest big men all time. And skill wise, he is, but just has never taken his team to the promised land. And you see Jokic, he's doing it. Somebody who they compare him to, he's doing it on the regular. He just won the NBA Finals on his way to another one. So I think just reputation is everything. These players are not thinking about their future, walking on the king. Cause listen, sports is like that. How many guys can't even walk after their careers is over? They dedicate, they sacrifice everything for this game, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Listen, Embiid, I like Embiid. I always talk about I wanted to trade for Embiid. Obviously, now I'm thinking about it because there's an injury, but I respect him, man. I respect Embiid, and he's showing out this playoff like he's gutting it out, man. This is guts right here.
No, that's a
But
fact.
this is not a Joel Embiid. Um, this is not a Joel Embiid show, man. Till the playoffs is over, it's FMB like they be screaming at the Garden and outside of Madison Square Garden. I love the energy. FMB, yo, Knicks fans, man.
I mean, FMB, that's Trey Young. They bringing everybody back.
Yeah, yeah. So Don
Oh
Juan, I
man,
wanted to ask you this question, man. Where would you rank that Dante DiVincenzo shot in Knicks playoff history?
wow.
Knicks playoff history. I'm gonna give you some time to think. You know, you got the Larry Johnson shot. Obviously, I think that's number one. You got
Right.
the Allen Houston floater to win the series in Miami. That's got to be close to one. Then you got a whole bunch of other things: the Bernard Kings, the Patrick Ewing, the John Starks dunk. So let's not rank it. Let's just say, is this moment top five? And for me, that's a tough question. Look, I'm even stumped up that question.
I'm not gonna lie. I would put it top five, but it ain't one.
It ain't one. Nah,
It
yeah, it
ain't
can't be
one.
one. It can't be one because that Allen Houston shot, man, that
Yeah,
one
that's
that took
why.
us. That took us. And that Larry Johnson shot, that was crazy right there. That was a crazy.
I mean,
Uh,
4 point plays. We know we barely saw it either. You talking about in the considering the situation, like it was game changer. This is a game two, first round. Not
yeah.
that it doesn't matter, and what makes it, I guess, to
So
put
wait,
some
are
spice
are you
into it.
putting it in the top three? Because this doesn't even sound like it's a top three moment for me.
Nah. I'll say five.
No,
I'll say
top
five.
five. Okay.
And the reason why I still put it up there is because I mean we were pretty much. I mean, a lot of people were checked out. Philly fans thought this game was in their pocket. So just because of the fact that we thought this game was out of reach, and the fact that we walked away with the W is why I would put it top five. But I still wouldn't. I still can't, put it to the point where replace game winners to take the series, or in the second round, or like it's one of those situations that at the end of the day, the gravity is only game two, and yeah, that's about it. But it was dope though. It was crazy, but like I said, it was more the fact that how we stole the game more than anything.
Yeah, for me, I'm being a prisoner of the moment. I'm putting it in the top three. Yeah, the Allen Houston, the Larry Johnson shot, that rings
That's three.
supreme. But the Patrick Ewing tip is a close. It's close, but I'm gonna be a prisoner in the moment. I was not around. I didn't see the Patrick Ewing stuff, so unfortunately, it didn't hit or resonate. Man, I was already tweeting away. I had a whole bunch of stuff in the drafts. I was about to go crazy. I was killing everybody. I was upset. We lost home court. We lost home court on some BS. Just playing bad basketball. And here we go. Jalen Brunson somehow gets the three to go in. And then no foul on Tyrese Maxey. He just fell on the ground and he turned the ball over. Nick Nurse did not call a timeout, man. What were you doing? What were you doing? He was thinking about it, like he was like
You
confused,
definitely
whatever
was
the
thinking
case might
about
be.
it.
And then just that whole scrum and Devo misses the shot. Hartenstein grabbed the rebound. Like Don Juan, that play, like you couldn't. The Knicks couldn't think. Like they had to. Everything had to work out. If Hart grabs the rebound and there's a jump ball, we might lose that game right there too. Or if
Hmm.
OG thinks about it, thinks about driving, or thinks about shooting, and wasn't sure what to do, the game might be over there. But everybody was so in queue. It was one of the greatest things as young Knicks fans. We're not that young, but as fans that's been through the terrible years, we've seen so much terrible basketball in the last 24 years, and just to see that, man, that was awesome. So I'm gonna be a
That was
prisoner in the
awesome.
moment and say that was a top three moment, but
Yeah,
probably because I
I'm not
just
gonna
see.
lie. I might take it back now. I think it's top three. I
Yeah,
think it's top
but we,
three.
let's see how the series ends. We
I
got to
think,
end the
yeah,
series.
yeah, right. Because that could ultimately decide. Nah, that shit was top.
If we go to the NBA Finals off this moment, it might be top. It might overtake than Larry Johnson because that wasn't to win the game. You know
Hey,
that was
but it is nice to have this experience nonetheless as a Nick fan. Like
yeah,
there are young Nick fans that need these moments too. These are moments that create you know some long not long conversations, but just future conversations that we'll forever be talking about. Like, yo, you remember Dante this, that, yo, game
yeah,
two, like just like those old highlights from before. Like that was the last time really when the Knicks were in a golden era. So now that we're kind of in the golden era of this moment of today's day and age, this is something we could live with and talk about for years to come. So it's definitely cool to having watched it. I could imagine how it was in the game, but and just the effect that the motivation of like the confidence that it gives our team. Like there's the camaraderie we have that even our star player even is not really performing at an all time high. We still figured out a way to come off victorious off of that win that we were down 5 points with 30 seconds left. Like that just is crazy. Obviously, we have the Reggie Miller 8 point in like 9 seconds. We got T Mac 15 and like 30 or whatever it was that he did. But we were down 5 points and we didn't even have possession of the ball at one point and somehow came out with the steal. Like it's
amazing,
crazy.
amazing, amazing. And before we go to the next topic, you know that me and Don Juan, we deserve the congratulations you played yourself because we had tickets for game two, and we decided last minute to give it up. And look at what we missed, Don Juan.
Yeah,
Just
man.
hit us with the congratulations you played yourself.
Yeah.
Like that was,
Wah,
yeah,
wah, wah.
terrible, terrible, man. We missed it. We missed it, Don
Jeez,
Juan,
bro.
man. But we'll be back. We'll be back
Hopefully
definitely.
we did
That's
for the
it.
clincher. Then they
Yeah,
come back. I mean, I want to sweep, but I said game five is that we're gonna end up, taking it. So maybe game five is what it's called for.
game five. Yes, game five will be there. So let's talk about how we're gonna go get there. So before we get to game five, we got two games in Philly. So what are your thoughts here as we go to Philly? What is it that the Knicks need to do to win at least one game over there on the road?
Hmm. Well, for starters, we need to get Brunson going, bro.
Yeah,
Need to get Brunson going because, like I mentioned before, role players are now in Philly are gonna step up. Home crowd usually picks those guys up, so we need to bring Brunson back to life. Set some good screens, as I mentioned before. As long as we know the guys around Jalen Brunson are hitting their shots, it's gonna be hard for them to double. So as long as the Josh Hart's Bogey, who's been hitting threes. I mean, Bogey hit some clutch shots game two and one, honestly. But McBride didn't really shoot the three so well that last game. But get those guys going as well. That's gonna help free up Jalen Brunson. And I feel like Jalen Brunson also got to be smart and pick his shots. Like you mentioned, Triple M, he was chucking a lot, but set some good screens for them, man. Like I felt like sometimes these bigs be half-assing their screens. Although got to give credit to Philly, they've been doing their job because they're making Brunson feel uncomfortable. I feel like a lot of shots that Brunson took, he had his man beat and he just not falling. Like I think they just frustrated him enough that at this point is one of those things that are they're playing with him. It's playing with his mind. Where we've seen Jalen Brunson have bad games and he's bounced back. So maybe this is the game that in Philly where he steps up, becomes the leader he is, and shows us like, look, I'm gonna warrior y'all to victory. Y'all held me down these last two games, and I'm gonna do what it do and come through because that's what I do. I mean, Jalen Brunson is known as somebody that the big stage isn't something that this is somewhere is just the big stage is where he steps up and shows us what he truly is. And I feel like in an away game like this, he's gonna lead us to victory. And realistically, he needs a game. He needs a game here, man. I feel like he's been searching for it. He's getting frustrated in himself and he's gonna have to show us now in Philly because it's not gonna be welcoming in Philly. I tell you that. Those fans are gonna show out. Philly got some tough fans. There's a little rivalry between the cities, not necessarily Knicks and Philly, but just the cities in general. Whether it's Eagles, Giants, Yankees, Phillies, or even Rangers and Flyers, whenever those teams link up, man, They definitely is always gonna go down to the wire. Fans are gonna fight each other. I mean, I'm over here wondering like, yo, Triple M, we're gonna go to Philly, and it was a group of us talking about we should go to Philly. They're like, I don't know about those Philly fans, man. They get a little rowdy over there, and I know Mario got property out there, so I hope Mario he sweetened himself with the Philly fan. Yo, it's Nick, yo, I know it's Knicks, but like
Yeah.
let us rock, and watch a couple games out here.
Listen, man, I've been to 8 road games um, so far. I'm hype about that. The worst arena I've been to has been the Wells Fargo Arena. I mean, they were throwing popcorn at me at one time. Like I
See
was just
that?
like, yeah, what's going on here? They just throwing popcorn at me, and I can't get rowdy. I can't get like the fans in Chicago. They were so nice, man. They were smacking us, and they were just like, yo, man, you'll get them next time. The fans in Philly, they're ruthless. So yeah, everybody, if you're going to Philly, man, just take the mace, take the mace, and be careful out there.
Take the
Uh,
mace and play it safe.
yeah. Oh,
Bars.
okay, got the bar.
Bars.
Yeah, listen, if we win game 3, I'm thinking about it though. I'm thinking about it because I want to go see the guys get the sweep, as Chris LeBron says right here. We need the sweep. Look, I got the broom
Got
right
the
here. It's loaded.
Coita. Let's go.
I'm sweeping up right now, Don Juan, because we need to end this at 4. I'm not playing. I want to see us get some rest and let Indiana and Milwaukee battle it out while we resting with our guys. But my thoughts here as we go to Philly, I think we need the bench to wake up again. I mean, obviously not wake up again. Game 2, they were kind of off a little bit. McBride looked like he was getting too hype. He heard the deuce sounds and stuff. He did get that big rebound and strip. And Bogey, he hit some big threes at the end as well. He had like two big threes. But I
Yeah.
think the bench needs to step up. Again,
Mhm.
obviously Jalen Brunson, Don Juan, he's the number one, like you just mentioned. We all know that, but as well he needs that secondary help. And I felt like McBride for game 1, wow, that was huge. That was a huge game by McBride. And even Bogdanovich, he was just shooting. He was lighting it up. So I think the bench needs, especially in Philly. Again, another good point you made, Don Juan, was just role players stepping up. The Knicks, they got some good role players. They got some good role players as well. So if they can get one of those guys to get hot as well as JB waking up, I think it's over. I think it's over in 4, for real. I think it's over in 4. It's gonna be exciting. The energy is gonna be crazy. It's gonna be amazing in
Definitely.
Philly. It's loud over there, Don Juan. It's like I went for James Harden, his first game as a Sixer, and man, it was so loud. They have the fire coming out of the scoreboard. You just feel the heatness. It gets crazy in there. It gets crazy, and then the fans they're so passionate. So the Knicks need to lock in. Need to lock in. Stay focused. Tibbs is gonna have them ready with his game plan. But we need somebody. I'm penciling in Jalen Brunson to wake up. I already envision. I see it. But who's gonna help him? Who's gonna help him? It's
Yeah.
tough to ask Josh Hart to keep doing what he does because he doesn't. He's not like that. Unfortunately, he
Hmm.
just hasn't been like that his whole career. So to say, all right, he's gonna hit 4 threes again. It's tough on the road, stuff like that. I'm not really picturing, but who else? Dante did well last game. He's that, but I really like McBride or Bogdanovich to really give us that secondary weapon behind Brunson. So I
Yeah.
think the bench needs to step up, bro.
And that's nice you pointed out the Dante thing because he had a pretty bad first game. So the fact that he came through that last game was needed, knowing that the dudes didn't have such a good game. Bogdanovich is apparently hurt. He's been dealing with something with his wrist. Then he went in for some testing or X-rays or MRI. I'm not sure exactly what it was, but he only played 12 minutes last game. So the fact that he was able to even make 2 shots, just especially at the moment, 2 clutch shots. It seemed like he made those 2 shots and went right back to the bench.
Man,
But
Tibbs is not playing, bro. Tibbs got a quick trigger. You miss 2 shots, you hitting the bench. It's over like that.
but
So
and hey, credit Tibbs, man, because he's been doing his thing, man. He
I agree.
once he sees that you're not feeling it. I think you mentioned it earlier. You're not doing too good from game 1. He felt like iHeart wasn't doing his thing.
Yep.
Mitch played 30 minutes. Game two, iHeart played 30. Mitch played 18. So he's definitely making sure that this guy ain't feeling this guy ain't feeling. Let me put this guy in. And the fact that he has these guys that they could easily replace the production of the other guy
Mm-hmm.
is pretty nice to have, especially when you consider that now our bench ain't that deep. Well, we kind of have the guys there, but last game wasn't the best game for our bench.
No, so they need to step up here in Philly
And for
if
Knicks
we're gonna.
fans though too, to even feel confident, man, I feel like I've seen a lot of people already, losing hope on Brunson. I'm like, bro, it's only been 2 games. Y'all seen this guy produce all season, and
That's
the fact that,
ridiculous.
oh yeah, these 2 games he's playing bad. I get it. I mean, he's playing bad, but if y'all would have done your research and understood the team he was going against, y'all would have already known that he doesn't play well against the Sixers. These guys have a lot of good defenders, lanky guys, like 6'4", no 6'5" to like 6'7" guys that could honestly just defend Brunson well, and they're literally game planning for him. We only have one like ultimate scorer on our team, so at the end of the day, like it's gonna be hard for him to score, but he's gonna figure it out because at the same time, just like they're game planning over there, we're game planning over here. So it's a chess match, regardless of what you guys see on the TV or on the court as a fan. Like the coaches are doing some magic in the background. Honestly, I'm excited to see what tomorrow or Game 3 has in store for us. And I'm sure everybody, whether it's a Knicks fan or Philly fan, they ready to talk they smack because we ain't shutting up. We're not shutting
Nah.
up, man. I already, man, for Philly fans trolling, talk about y'all stole the game, bro. I got people hitting me up, bro, that I don't even know that because of the video that I put up from 2 years ago, my hype video.
Yeah, yeah,
Talk
yeah.
about y'all ain't going nowhere, and I got my first game in, so I got my shots in. Nah, you crazy? This and that. And then second
Yeah.
game, they rigging it for y'all. The NBA just want the Knicks and this. I'm like, bro, like
Everybody's saying that. Even some one of my friends, he's a Heat fan. I'm like, yo, y'all won, congratulations. He's like, yeah, we take care of business. I'm like, yeah, y'all need the refs to. I'm like, yeah, come on. I don't want to hear it,
that's
man.
what they want to live with, man. If that's
That's
what
a dig in
helps
the
y'all
leg.
sleep at night, man, shit, y'all take
Let
that,
it
man.
go.
But
Yeah, let it go. Let it go. Listen, I don't care. All I see is 2-0. All I see is 2-0 right now. But Don Juan, let's close out the show, man. What's your final thoughts here before we get up out of here?
hey, it's still Knicks in 5, baby. Still Knicks in 5. We ain't losing hope. Ain't no way MB is gonna be able to survive in like 5 games. I mean, I feel like Philly fans might bring him back to life for at least 1 quarter, but we already saw what happened last game. It felt like he disappeared in the fourth quarter. It's only downhill from here, fellas. It's only downhill from here. But shout out to the guys, man. We need Brunson to step up. So looking forward to that game, that bounce back game as the MVP of our season, man. He's gonna bounce back. Believe in that. But now, man, Knicks in 5, man. Keep believing. Let's go. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're not, man. Let's go, Knicks. Oh man, I almost took down the mic with me.
Don Juan excited, man. Yeah, like Don Juan said, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the guys, man. We like to talk to the fan. We like to interact. Make sure to comment. Tell Don Juan he don't know what he talking about. Tell Triple M, man, get it together because you just chatting away. Just let us know. Let us know what you thinking. But yeah, the Knicks. I want the sweep, people. I want the sweep. I got the broom right here. I'm taking it to Philly right now. Don Juan said I got some properties out there. I'm going out there and I'm taking the broom with me. I'm taking the broom with me just in case. Just in case. But listen, I want us to lock in. I think that Indiana Milwaukee series is gonna be long. I mean Indiana already won a game. I feel like Milwaukee will come back and steal one Indiana. They're gonna battle. They're gonna battle. It's gonna go 6-7. So if we can take this as fast as possible, we can think about, getting the guys together. It's the end of the season, so everybody got little knick-knack injuries here. So I want us to end this series quick, but they have to listen to what me and Don Juan said. Go at Embiid. Get it together, JB. Bench players come out firing, desire. And this is gonna be over. It's gonna be over. And we'll be in Madison Square Garden for game 1, round 2. You already know the vibes, man. Knicks Wild episode 83 in the books. Triple M and Don Juan signing out, man. Peace.